Hello and welcome to episode 59 of AFC FYLDE Still We Rise. I'm Charlie and today's episode is split into two parts. The first will feature a recap followed by our FA Cup third round tie. The second half will feature a whole host of other games, the update and then a game against a local rival, either Fleetwood or Bolton Wanderers. Let's begin with our opening recap. The last time we were on YouTube, it was the 2-1 win against Portsmouth. It was a late win thanks to Jamie Proctor in the 95th minute. We then played against Dulwich Hamlet. That was a win in the FA Cup second round thanks to Nick Horton's opener, my tie with the equaliser for the National League South side, and then Ashkan Dejaga made sure that we progressed to this big money tie against Manchester United in the FA Cup third round. I can tell you that there were some celebrations when that ball came out of the hat here at Tango Towers. We then followed that up with a draw, disappointing 1-1 draw with Bristol Rovers, especially because they had a man sent off in the first half, Jordan Thompson. Adam Rooney put us ahead in the second half, but they still equalised in the 90th minute. We then were gubbed away at Rochdale, having had Liam Bridcut dismissed. That result saw the Dale surpass us at the top of League One. Goals from Callum Camps and 2 from Lee Harkin saw Rochdale home at the Crown Oil Arena. We recovered with a win over Doncaster in the Leasing.com Trophy, a Paul Gallagher penalty in a pretty quiet game in which we featured several of our second string. We returned to top spot in League One with victory over Oxford, who days later sacked wee Gordon Strachan from the job. He will be joined actually on the unemployment line just days later by my old assistant Ken McKenna, given his marching orders at Exeter City. Oxford took the lead. Jordan Oberter with the penalty just after the half hour. Albert Odoma and Adam Rooney saw us mount the big comeback at the Kassam Stadium. Jan Songo, former Scunthorpe man himself, led the scoring against United at Mill Farm in front of just over 5,000 fans. Also on the score sheet, early doors was Scott Duxbury and Aaron Lennon. It was 3-0 by 30 minutes into the first half, and we pretty much held on from there. Scunthorpe are right down in the mire. They are in deep relegation trouble, and a loss against us did not help their cause. Similarly, Accrington, they were the team we played just days later, and Accrington also down there as well. They're not doing so well. That earned us 3 points thanks to penalty by Adam Rooney. Scott Duxbury with another good hit, and that has taken us 6 points clear at the summit of the table. Last time out, it was a draw with second place Hull City at the KCOM Stadium, as the hosts had Marcus Henriksen sent off, and I wonder if we can see it here. Yeah, there you are. Adam Rooney missed a penalty. Norbert Baller, he opened the scoring on 12 minutes. I'm probably butchering that name. And Paul Gallagher fired in the equaliser. With Hull being second place, that means we've retained that 6-point buffer that we had. And I've just got a note here to say that Jim Gannon, former Stockport County manager, has now taken over at Hartlepool United. So Dave Challoner left his post there. He was replaced by Jim Bentley. Jim has gone back to Morecambe, and Jim Gannon has been appointed in his stead. And so we go to Old Trafford with our team. Having visited both the Emirates and the Etihad in recent seasons, I am quietly optimistic. However, Marsh is a bit of an issue. Luke Burke is currently only just rediscovering his fitness, so I'm going to thrust Tyrone Williams into action. Rooney up top, Adoma and Lennon on the wings, Horton partners Gallagher, Tom Walker. He's not played much football recently. I'm nervous about putting him in, but we do need our best team and to put our best foot forward. Bridcut in behind, Duxbury, Songo, Whitmore, as mentioned, Tyrone Williams, and then James Montgomery in goal. Normally for cup games, I bring in Rocco Rees, our reserve goalkeeper who turns out for the under-23s, but I think that Montgomery has earned the right to play on such a big stage with 75,000 tickets sold at full capacity. Okay. This could be another hammering. Anybody that was around for the friendly we played against Liverpool just before the start of the season, you may be fully aware of what is about to happen. All I want is for us to give a good accounting of ourselves. I think that would be the right and proper thing to do in the first half of this episode 59. So what will happen here is we play the game and then there'll be a short break of about 10 seconds plugging something I'm planning for Football Manager 21, and then we are back in with another recap and another game. I'm thinking Fleetwood. We've played Bolton already this season and that is a strong Manchester United team. They're expected to prove a point, are they? Spenny the Penny. He's actually been linked to a managerial job recently. I can't remember which one, but he has certainly been getting some plaudits for his work. The transfer window has now opened, but I don't plan on discussing any transfer stories. Let's tell him that very assertively. Matthew Jones from the Football League paper. What squad? I'm not happy to talk about transfer policy. Don't want to do it. No, we're just going to enjoy the day here at Old Trafford. We have beaten Premier League opposition this season. We beat Wolves in the Carabao Cup. That was 3-2, and already Greenwood's in. I mean, did you see that? 14 seconds. 14 seconds on. I mean, 4 seconds. 5. It goes to Jan Songo. He pops it about. And look at that. Greenwood in 13 seconds. That's up. 13 seconds. And they could have had another one. This is probably going to be quite a long first half of the episode. Don't really know how to cover for this one, except to say that James Montgomery has just made a save. Thank the Lord. I should say in the background here, I've actually got our last episode against Portsmouth on, and Jamie Prox has just scored the winning goal, which is ironic considering that he's actually playing in this game. Could come on as a substitute though, against the likes of De Gea, Lindelof, Fred, Gomez, Martial, and the goal scorer, Greenwood. Just out of interest, I imagine Manchester United bench is full of young kids that I've never heard of. Well, Lingard's there. Dean Henderson back at the club. Yeah, okay. And here we go, United with another attack. Fred involved, and it's a goal. Tahith Chong, his first of the season, assisted by Fred. Fred the Red? No, they already got one of those. Oh, good header. Really good header. Kept it out of the reach of Montgomery. We're 2 goals down inside 20 minutes in the FA Cup third round. This is a type of tie they put on TV as well. They always put Manchester United on TV. Who are we kidding? Dalot with the cross. And it's another goal. Greenwood. Nobody's getting near him. And Songo's missed interception. Culpable there. I mean, this could be a cricket score. Let's face it. Yeah, there was 2 of them around him. Don't put your arms out like that. You were at fault there, Songo. In fact, I'm not going to I feel like our attacking setting that we normally have, the gusto we normally show in our games, is all for nothing. But here comes Aaron Lennon, back to Williams. Popping it around here, light passes, but there's Martial, and he is rapid. Look at that. And it's a goal. James Garner, his first of the season. Anthony Martial. And that was 28 minutes on the clock. 4-0. This was a bad idea. I shouldn't have put this game on. Another header. Defence nowhere to be seen. It's like it's a training match for him. Yeah, look at the performances. I mean, Lard and Gomez, I mean, you laird, have a word with yourselves. The only outfield players that are under 7. Our lads, well, Montgomery's got a 6.9, that's better than De Gea. The rest, nothing to write home about. Gomez with a strike there, but Bridcut makes the clearance. We have had one shot. One good shot, I'm sure. It was off target. And Adam Rooney has picked up his 2nd yellow card of the season. If you can't pick up a goal, Adam, pick up a yellow ticket. Get it about a bit. And yeah, apparently one of the positives is that we had a good number of touches of the ball in the penalty area. Which one? Spenny the Penny wants to tell the boys did well. Sure. Yeah, unbelievable. I'm not even going to try and rectify that, but we are going to probably make a substitution. So I'm going to bring off Gallagher for Nick Horton. And I'm going to bring on Proctor for the aforementioned, cautioned Adam Rooney. Just going to encourage the boys here. Encourage them not to concede 4 more goals. I think in usual Football Manager terms, both of those players have now ticked over to a 7. Well done. Great to see. Chong with the ball, and there's the hat-trick. Mason Greenwood with his 4th of the season. 3 of them have come against AFC FYLDE. Chong with the equaliser. Ball is going to come across the pitch from Gomez. Great header in, and Greenwood adjusts his body nicely to strike on the half volley. It's men against boys. It's a man playing with children right here. We are getting a hammering courtesy of Manchester United. Can we get a goal back? No, Greenwood's going clean through again. It's like our defenders are walking through custard. Walking through custard? Treacle, I think is the phrase. Can't get that right. But yeah, once Greenwood's through, he isn't going to miss from there. Raced clear of the last man and stuck it in the back of the net. 4 goals against AFC FYLDE. It's 6-0. I've never been sacked on Football Manager before. Thought I'd share that. As Manchester United miss a clear-cut opportunity. We only have 3 of those and they've scored 6 goals. 22 shots to 2. We've got one on target. Let's celebrate that. And we only conceded 2 yellow cards. I mean, if that isn't a barometer of success, I don't know what is. As they bring on Aidan Barlow, a promising attacking midfielder for Anthony Martial. Mason Greenwood picks up a booking. He probably earns more than the entire FYLDE squad cost in a week. You would have thought. The worst thing is, I don't know who's playing, but we do have players with international caps. You know, Aaron Lennon's got a couple. No, De Gea will have quite a lot, won't he? Probably Fred in the game. Lingard definitely does. But whether they're deserved is another matter. Oh, here we go. And it's cleared to Lingard. Oh, I wish I'd not said that now. Whitmore, let's make the clearance. There we go. The ball's clear to Walker. At least he's got a bit about him as he passes it back to the defence. Songo with the ball back to Montgomery. Adoma, no, it's taken off him, and Greenwood's in again. This time, Montgomery stands up to it. Well played. It's 6-0. Still 6-0. Walker with the run. Let's see if... Oh, that's cynical, ref. Cynical. No booking. Of course not. Big club bias, that. Right there. You all saw that. We were on the counter. And I'm just going to make our last late change. Just to waste time. I mean... And what a journey Devon Green has been on. In fact, what does... yeah. I was going to say what Spending the Penny's recommendation was, but I have to actually select a player for that. Aaron Lennon goes off. Get a nice round of applause for his efforts. I'm sure he's made some. And young Devon Green, who we signed from Scunthorpe, having been poached from Southport just before that. We are now playing him at Old Trafford for the last few minutes, in which we hopefully won't concede another goal. As Lingard, and then Montgomery makes a save. That's what we see. 10 seconds to go. I don't think we're going to concede again. Safe to say it's going to be 6-0 defeat for AFC FYLDE. A good, solid win for Manchester United. Well, there's no need for that, is there? Team talk, I don't even know, to be honest. Unlucky boys? Yeah, that didn't go as badly as I thought it'd go. Just Scott Duxbury switched off. I mean, he switched off a lot in that game, so that's pretty standard. As Arsenal make an offer for Loftus-Cheek. Interesting. So that's us out of the FA Cup. FA Cup third round. We have suffered defeat to the mighty Red Devils. Manchester United progress and FYLDE go home. Humiliation for FYLDE, apparently. Yeah. A match which saw VAR deployed. I missed that. Didn't see that happening. However, as you can see, it was a bit of a hammering we've taken there. In good news though, Mark Yates has re-signed with us for another year as Head of Youth Development. That's all for part 1. Join us again for part 2 when we'll look back over some fixtures and then play our game against Fleetwood Town. I'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back to part 2 of episode 59. In truth, there wasn't much to say about the result at Old Trafford, except that trying to gain anything out of it was as pointless as putting lipstick and blusher on a Rottweiler. We lost 6-0 with 4 goals coming from Mason Greenwood. The next game we played, we lost as well. This one to Crewe, as our confidence lay in tatters. James Montgomery was beaten 3 times at his near post by Billy Sass Davies, George Evans and that man Jordan Rhodes, who also scored against us earlier in the season. We recovered somewhat against Bristol Rovers. Jovan Malcolm and Albert Odoma, our 2 wingers, they got the goals against the side at Memorial Stadium. We then narrowly overcame League One rivals Hull City at Mill Farm in the Leasing.com Trophy third round. Goals from Nick Horton and George Marsh meant that a late one through Charlie Skinner for the Tigers was for nothing. We have progressed to the quarter-final in the Northern stage. We will come on to that in a second. Against Forest Green, we also won 2-1, fast developing into our favourite scoreline at the moment, as we gained 3 more points in our League One promotion challenge at the new lawn. Adam Rooney with the opening goal, Josh March equalised for the hosts, and then Aaron Lennon, our former England international, came to the fore in the 71st minute. We then took revenge on Mason Greenwood and Manchester United by knocking the under-23s out of the Leasing.com trophy in the Northern quarter-final. Goals from Gallagher from the spot, and again just after the half hour, Nick Horton just prior to half time, meant that we were 3 goals up by the time Greenwood came to the dance. He was on about the hour. Chris Bannister brought it back to 3-2, and then Tommy Elphick late on with the goal to seal progression into the Northern semi-final, which is a game to come against Lincoln in front of 2,295 fans. That brings us to today's match, which is Fleetwood Town. Somewhat local rivals up there on the FYLDE coast. To get from FYLDE to Fleetwood, it's just, well, it's the other side of Blackpool, really. Although at the moment, obviously, as I say this, new restrictions have just been imposed on the northwest, not Blackpool. Interesting that. Blackpool seem to be staying out of it. I suggest mostly because they don't have jobs and stay inside until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bit stereotypical that. I regret saying it. However, Blackpool are exempt, so they're clearly doing something right. Perhaps that is a lesson for the rest of the northwest. Fleetwood are the visitors to Mill Farm in this game, so 2 local rivals meeting at Kirkham. Wes Burns is the big danger here, so I am going to put a marker on him. After we've let Spenny the Penny give the old team talk, we're just going to slip into our, I was going to say smoking jacket, I meant tactics. Tommy Elphick is going to mark Wes Burns. And away we go into the tunnel. Let's see who we've got today. We've got Matthew Jones from the Football League paper. How do you intend to seize the initiative against an opponent who, like FYLDE, prefer to dominate possession? Probably not is the answer. I am expecting a fascinating contest. Sure. We are the leading scorers in Sky Bet League One. I want my boys to play on the front foot. And is Scott Duxbury fit enough? Now, he's not actually. But Andy Taylor is his replacement left back. Andy Taylor is injured long term at the minute, so he kind of has to play. I think he'll make it. He's not going to make it. And Kyle Dempsey. Now, I was warned about him earlier on by former FYLDE striker, record goal scorer, Danny Rowe, who wanted to tell me all about Kyle Dempsey as the big danger. Although I think this chap here, Coots, 33-year-old Scotsman, I think he's going to be the danger man in the middle of the pitch for Fleetwood Town, as Jan Songo picks up an early booking, as is normally the way in these matters. And it's a throw-in to Fleetwood. Clearance there, up to Adam Rooney. Let's see what he can do. Gallagher. No, it's Dempsey. Good shout from Danny Rowe. Dempsey, there we go. And it's cleared upfield to Rooney. He's going to set Aaron Lennon off on his own. He fires high, wide, and not particularly handsome. Although we did get a corner out of it. Duxbury with the cross. Gallagher's going to recycle to Bridcup. And nothing comes of it. But here we are on the attack once more. Burke in. He's going to get the ball back, you would think. No, it's Dempsey again. This shout from Danny Rowe proving to be quite an impressive little tip for us there. I wonder. I'm going to have Bridcut go in on him. Problem is, Bridcut is just as likely to get a booking quite quickly. Let's put him next to Dempsey. Now this may open up the field, I have to say, for Jaden Onan. But right now, I think Dempsey is the priority. And keeping him quiet. Just encourage the boys once more, remind them that I am fully behind them and I back them all the way to the hilt. As that's what I knew that was going to happen. Bridcut gets his yellow card, of course he does. Now he's been sent off recently, in fact, so that's always a danger because he doesn't seem to have a bit of a filter on the old tackles. As Oxford take an unlikely lead against Hull City, although that was disappointing. Rooney stole the ball. Lennon's in. Oh, goal kick. Aaron Lennon there in a great position in the box after Adam Rooney won the ball back. Good play from him. As Burns is robbed by Elphick. That's exactly what we need to happen. As Oxford take a 3-0 lead against Hull. That is doing us a big favour because Hull are one of the dangers to us at the top of the league. As Rocco Rees. Now he's an interesting one because he's come in and pretty much kept his place. As there's the ball through to Rooney, and it's a goal! Lennon with the assist, Rooney with the goal. I mean, it could be England in the mid-2000s here. Goal kick from Rees, all the way at the back here. It's a big kick out. Grivotsky, beaten by Lennon in the air, smallest man on the pitch. And then Rooney takes it before the goalkeeper has a chance to set himself. In a good position, he was indeed. FYLDE hit Fleetwood on the counter. It did come from a Fleetwood attack. There with Rocco Rees getting his hands on the ball and punting it upfield to be contested for. I mean, disappointing really if you're Grivotsky. Grivotsky? I tend to butcher names for regular viewers of this series. We're going to get a bit of green on the board there. We are winning. So the choice is, do we take off one of our booked players? The answer is not yet. George Marsh I am planning to bring on for Bridcut and probably will take Duxbury off. If we go 2 goals up, that's happening immediately, the Duxbury substitution, as he powers into the box. Deserved a goal, didn't get one. Could do with a second, boys. But if we get to the hour, or Duxbury's fitness slips below 60%. And it's a goal, Jordan Green. The equaliser for Fleetwood, with a little help from the woodwork. I suggest Jansson goes at fault. We're going to check this out now. He just doesn't get up, does he? Yeah, you can all see it. He's frustrated, I'm frustrated. He's really gone off the boil. I don't know what's happened to him. He's been partnered most of the season with Elphick, who's a pretty good player. I think it might be time to drop him for a few games. Alex Whitmore hasn't done too badly for us, so that's certainly something to look out for in the coming weeks. As George Marsh comes on for Bridcut as planned. So we'll just play a little bit, and I just want to check whether the marking assignment has carried over to the substitute. Because the 2 big dangers, Dempsey and Jacob Burns, haven't really had a kick yet, he says. They're bound to shortly. So let's just once more encourage our lads. As Paul Gallagher is suffering as well. He's down to 62% and not playing well, it has to be said. I think he'll be our next cab off the rank. Williams into Horton. Ah, that's awful. Awful play. And look at that. He's waltzed through us. Waltzed through like we weren't even there. Gallagher's coming off. Gallagher off. De Jager on. Not really played him in the centre so far. He's always been out wide. Well, let's see if he can do a job out there for us. In there even. In the centre. Other than that, Odoma, 68% condition rating. That's equal with their worst as well. As the corner comes in, and it's a substitute, George Marsh. Odoma's corner, Marsh with the header. And there we are, back in front. What an inspired substitution. Taking all the credit for that. Only been on the pitch, I think, 10 minutes. As Luke Burke picks up his 10th yellow card of the season. This is going to be the level, aren't they? As Rocco Reese plays it up. Yeah, see, we're just not competing enough. De Jager out to Lennon. Burke inside. Good passes by De Jager. And Nick Horton goes for the spectacular. Doesn't come off for him, but a good effort nonetheless. As we wind down now, we're just going to pull our boys back into a more balanced approach. I hate it when this happens. You change the approach and then a moment later they get a highlight. And it's Oman who shoots wide. Onan, who's now been moved up front, it should be said. So Burns has been replaced. And Fleetwood really are retaliating in the last few minutes. As Luke Burke slips to a red rating. I haven't had one of them all season, I don't think. I mean, we probably got one in that Manchester United defeat, but I don't remember seeing in a League One game, certainly, a red rating. But that should be it, surely. That is it. That is 3 good points in the bag. On a day when Hull, I think, have lost. Spenny the Penny doesn't want to say anything to the lads, but I'm going to tell him it was a good win, as it was. Although Luke Burke does not deserve to join in with that praise. In fact, much the opposite. A zebra has made an offer for Fernandes. Juventus, that is, isn't it? It is. We're just going to check on the Hull scoreline, because that is the vital one. We may have just gotten a few more points clear. I can't remember what it was at the start of the game. I think we were 3 points clear now, after we lost that game to Crewe. James Montgomery had an absolute shocker in that game. 3 near post goals. Let's have a look at Hull. Hull lost 3-2 in the end. Oh, they just couldn't do it. But Rochdale did win. What did Ipswich do? And we see Ipswich. They won against Forest Green. Right, okay, that makes sense. So we are now 6 points clear at the top. So yeah, we must have been 3 points. Now we are 6. With 16 left to play. Having played 30 games. Okay. So that has left us in a pretty commanding position at the top of the league. As yeah, Duxbury is going to need a rest. Our next game is at home against Bolton Wanderers. Now, the next time that I'm going to be on YouTube with this series, I think is going to be here against Lincoln in the leasing.com Trophy North semi-final. This looks like a really good stretch of games for us to play off screen. Although there are some big teams there. Bolton, Charlton, Portsmouth. No, sticking with it. We're going to go with Lincoln. And then after that, the plan, if I remember rightly, was Ipswich, which is early in April. So we'll have another stretch of about 6 or 7 games that we play off screen. Thank you for joining me today. You will have seen the double episode. We lost heavily to Manchester United, but you've seen all the other results, and we've recovered with a win against Fleetwood Town just up the FYLDE coast there. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.